you for checking out the Out of Place podcast. We greatly and truly appreciate it. You either listened to a recent episode, or it was recommended by someone, or you saw the description and the logo, and now you are curious to know what all of this is about. What are you in for? Well, you are in for chaos, but the good kind of chaos. And just so that I don't waste any more of your time, here's what to expect. In every episode, I talk about things that people are afraid to talk about out loud. I have no filter, so you can expect a lot of profanity, vulgar language, and adult content. I don't hold back and sugarcoat anything. I tend to make people from all sides mad. I have made many liberals mad for not being liberal enough. I have made many conservatives mad for not being conservative enough. I am right smack in the middle because I based all my decisions on logic. I research my own stuff and I listen to all sides and make the choices that best suits me and my family. After the serious talk in each episode, we like to create skits. The type of humor you're going to expect to see on here is equivalent to what you will find in adult cartoons like Rick and Morty or South Park. So if those shows turn you off, then you will more than likely not like the Out of Place podcast. However, you can always just listen to the touchy topic and turn it off before the skits. So I'll say it once more. If you don't like that type of adult silly humor and you find those type of things very cringy, then this podcast is not the right fit for your podcast routine. I will just say goodbye to you right now, you sensitive, boring face. But if I haven't scared you off, welcome! We hope that we have gained a new loyal listener. I have a feeling that you're going to love this show, so I'm just going to make you an honorary out-of-placer right here, right now, so congratulations. Let me introduce myself. I am Stephen Daniel, author, podcaster, and producer. I am a big asshole. At least that's what people that don't understand me or don't like me call me, an asshole. But I don't care. I don't. The world wants me to be a to people like that, and I will never bend a knee to anybody except God. I will never chase anyone for approval because I do not care. This thinking comes with age. The older I get, the less I have to give. I am not a snowflake and not one to play games. I am always honest with how I feel, and that's what usually gets me in trouble. Out of Place is me. It is filled with things that I enjoy talking about, and it has skits and segments that I find entertaining. If you happen to like the podcast, it is because you are as sick and as I am. But at least we can feel like that together. It means that you also feel out of place in this messed up world, which is the reason why I named this podcast Out of Place. Because that's how we all feel, right? We all feel out of place in the world full of sheeples and mindless robots. I am just a regular guy playing radio. I like to talk about serious stuff that will get you thinking, and I also like to have a lot of fun. This introduction episode is the only time that I will give you a trigger warning. There's a lot of content that is controversial, but we are all here to have fun. This podcast is for that one person who just wants to hear someone talk shit on the way to work, or maybe you're cooking or bathing the kids, doing yard work, or whatever. How often do I upload? Well, you can expect one new episode per month. I have a busy life, and that's all I can give. But I do put time into planning out skits and editing so that you will never be bored. I care more about the quality of each episode than how many episodes I can get out there. So when you listen to season 1, you have to think of it like an experiment. I was trying stuff out. I had a Blue Yeti mic that sounded like shit. I had an editing software that was okay. And I had many segments that I don't do anymore. In season 1, you will hear many songs from independent musicians. I don't do that anymore because of the copyright issues. That's when I learned that even if an artist gives me permission to use their songs, they may not own the rights to the songs. Season 2 is where I changed things up. I went from just bitching about things to talking about things that will help people better themselves and help relationships. I also introduced new segments that are very popular and fun, like the Biggie, Vinny, and Lenny. The reason that I do skits and stuff is because after pissing people off, or making you sad, or making you think, all the serious talk, I don't want to end each episode with people feeling bad or mad. After you listen to this podcast, I don't want you to go to work or whatever important thing you got going on feeling all worked up. I want you to be in a good mood by the time this episode is done. Out of Place will continue to change. However, the touchy topic segment, which is the first segment, will always be there. Also, I am always looking for people that want to talk about stuff. For example, if you are into anime and you want to talk about it for an episode, let me know. We have a segment called Around the Corner where people can talk passionately about anything. You want to be a guest on an episode where you talk healthy eating, biking, yoga, personal finances, volunteering, entrepreneurship, knitting, painting, playing an instrument, teaching people how to declutter, sharing a book or a graphic novel you like, wanting to show off your stand-up comedy routine, reviewing something, talk cooking, or traveling. You get what I'm trying to throw at you. You can have your very own segment for just one episode. Requests will be on a first-come, first-served basis. You might be asking to appear on a January episode, enjoy doing it, and now you want to be in the February episode, but the spot might be filled until May. And when you say you want that spot, your audio has to be done. That's important. I don't want you to be like, oh, I want to do one for September, and you never got around to recording it because, life, things happen, and now I don't have anyone to fill in the last minute. Again, if you want to talk about something you are passionate about, record it, contact me through the links below, and we will go from there. I promise you that you will be on the podcast as long as it sounds good. Another thing I want to mention is that you will hear many skits that we started doing in the middle of the season 1. I am also casting people to voice certain characters every month. The website is called castingcall.club. I do all my casting there. The link of my profile is in the description if you're interested in being part of the skits. On my profile, you will see the latest projects I am working on. If you are a small business looking to advertise, I will do it for free. All you have to do is send me a script of what you want us to say. I will cast someone to read the ad. The business can be from anywhere around the world as long as the script is in English. And all you have to do in return is to share the podcast on your social media pages. I help you, you help me. I do apologize for any link in the past in season 1 that doesn't work anymore. Obviously, the older episodes took place in the past, so things were different at the time. For example, I don't have a Subscribestar anymore. In season 1, you will hear me mentioning that site repeatedly. I want you to understand that there will be no cancel culture bullshit here. None. You can take that cancel culture thinking and shove it up your ass. I expect you to be ready to listen to topics and listen to people that you may not agree with, and treat them with respect. Again, if you can't handle all that and you are too sensitive, listen to a different podcast because we don't have any time for that whiny crap. Let's talk about going live. I follow many social media users that go live, and the problem that I have with that is that they take forever to get to the point. It always feels like clickbait because they want to get their viewers numbers up. I understand that they want to make money focusing on things like the super chats and stuff, but it causes them to slowly get to the subject they are talking about. They keep answering the same question over and over because people in the chat are not really paying attention. So don't expect me to do a live show. However, things may change in the future for special holiday events as our community grows. Why did I start this podcast? I always have a lot of things to say about something. I hear people complaining about dumb shit, or I'm reading a political article, and I will more than likely have something to say about it. Anyways, I love to talk. That is one of the reasons why I get along with women more than men. So, around late 2018, I was thinking about starting a podcast. I was playing GTA 519 and I was driving around listening to the fake radio stations. My favorite one being the Sakura Attack. If you haven't listened to it, do it because it's hilarious. Anyways, I started thinking, man, I would love to do something like that. I found myself venting about so many different topics to my wife, to my parents, and online. And in 2019, I was back and forth whether or not I should start a podcast. I had several people tell me that I should start a podcast because my insight on things was crazy and entertaining. But I was just too nervous. I didn't know how to start. I was also trying to find a partner in crime to do it with, but I couldn't find anyone I knew to commit to a podcast. Then it was January 2020 and I said, I'll just do it on my own. So February 2020 was our first episode. Now the world can hear my stupid bullshit, talking about things that will probably make me sound like an absolute idiot, but I don't care because I love doing this, and I hope to continue doing this for years to come. Since this is an introductory episode, let me give you some information about myself. I am an American. I was born and raised in South Florida. Graduated in 2004 from Charles W. Flanagan High School. I wanted to be a film director, but due to financial hardship, my parents could not send me to the film schools that I wanted, and I didn't qualify for the loan. The schools at that time did not accept the scholarships that I did qualify for, so I couldn't chase that dream. I tried going to college and I wasn't motivated enough to do the basic business degree. I met my wife in 2005. We dated for 3 years. We got married in 2008, and she joined the United States Coast Guard in the same year. Our first military base was in Seattle, Washington. We lived there for about a year, and then they moved us cross country again to Key West, Florida, where living there in our 20s was great. Our firstborn son, Nicholas, came into this world in 2012. We then moved in 2013 to Baltimore, Maryland, and lived in the Fort Meade base. Our second son, Nathaniel, was born in 2014 while we were living there. In 2015, we moved from Maryland to Alameda, California, which is in the Bay Area for those of you that don't know. And if you still don't know what I'm talking about, just San Francisco area. Our third son, Christian, was born in 2016. In 2019, we moved south to Irvine, California. We are still in the military, and I don't know where our next destination will be. We have about 7 more years in the military before retiring from the military, and we will be settling down near Jacksonville, Florida. I'm super excited about that. Our family is mostly in Florida, and Orlando was like my second home growing up. You will learn throughout the podcast that I am a huge Disney fan, so I'm looking forward to living close to the theme park capital of the world again. That was a quick summary about me. Throughout the episodes, you will get to know me even more. Thank you for listening to this intro episode. And you listeners need to understand this. Out of Place is not going to be perfect. I actually have no clue what the hell I am doing. It is going to be all over the place with random However, I do hope that you do stick around. So for those of you who made it to the end, I love you, I appreciate you, goodbye, and always remember to smile.